Fire tube boilers. We are showing a diagram of fire tube boiler. In this diagram we can see that there are some tubes which are filled with hot gases. These hot gases are coming from a furnace. At one end, the tubes are connected with the furnace, and on the other hand, the tubes are connected with the smoke stack. So, in the furnace, there is fire, and product of combustion, that is hot gases, are coming out from the furnace and going through the tubes, and then the hot gases are coming out and then they are passing out to the atmosphere through the stack. These tubes are filled with hot gases, so they are called fire tubes. These fire tubes are surrounded by water. This water is stored in a shell-like structure, and because of the heat inside the fire tubes, this water is getting heated up, then boiling, and then due to the boiling the steam is coming out from the water, and this steam is then being used in a process. So this is the fire tube boiler in short. As a comparison, now we are showing the schematic diagram of a water tube boiler. So in this water tube boiler, one can see there are some water pipes. These pipes are filled with water. And outside these water pipes, we are having hot gases which are coming out from the furnace, and then these gases are heating up the water pipes, and then on the other end, the hot gases are coming out of the smoke stack. In the water pipes, from one end water is entering, and on the other end the steam is coming out. Since the water is filled inside the pipes, it is called water tube boiler. In this diagram, we are showing fire tube boiler and water tube boiler side by side. So here you can see that here we are having tubes which are filled with hot gases. So fire is inside the tubes, water is outside the tubes. So it is called fire tube boiler. And in this diagram, one can see that water is filled inside the tubes and fire is outside the tubes. So it is called water tube boiler. Here we are showing the schematic diagram of a steam locomotive. Steam locomotives and home water heaters are both examples of fire tube boilers. Request: it is hoped that this session is going to be useful to you. Please press like button. Please subscribe this channel. यह लेक्चर हिंदी में भी उपलब्ध है. Fire tube boilers. Fire tube boilers pass hot combustion gases through the tubes to heat water on the shell side of the boiler. In this type of boiler, combustion gases are directed through the tubes while water is directed through the shell. As the water begins to boil, steam is formed. The steam is directed out of the boiler to other parts of the process, and makeup water is added to compensate for the fluid loss. In this type of system, the water level within the shell must always be maintained so that the tubes are covered. Otherwise, the tubes could overheat and become damaged. Figure shows an example of a fire tube boiler. Figure shows an example of a fire tube boiler. Request: it is hoped that this session was useful to you. Please press like button. Please सब्सक्राइब दिस चैनल. यह लेक्चर हिंदी में भी उपलब्ध है. This lecture is dedicated to the loving memory of my late elder brother Shri Surendra Kumar Chadha.